Hello, this is Katie. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if it's your first time. I have a little haul to show you, and then we will be making something. This is from Catherine Pooler Designs. This is Happy Meowloween, and I thought it was just too cute to not get for Halloween. And then they actually sent me this for free, one of the inks, Samba, so that was very nice of them. And then from Doodlebug's Wah, I got the Little Woodland Library from Lawn Fawn. I've been reading a lot more in the past year or two, and so I had to have this set. This was really the only one I wanted from the release. I got the dies to go with it as well, but I knew I had to have the little free library set. And then also from Doodlebug's Wah, I got two washies. There's the No Tricks, Just Treats, the Halloween candy washi tape. And I thought that was super cute, and it's pink. And then the Book Club washi tape, which I had to get. I may end up getting a couple more of these because I do sell books online and ship those out, and I think that would be cute to use. And then from an Etsy store I've shopped at a handful of times before, I got Cat Therapy. It's from Syncopation Design, and these were just too cute for me not to get. And we'll be using a couple of these stamps in the bookmark that we'll be making at the end of this video. And that one's a larger set, and they just come this way. They don't come in a package or anything like that. It's just kind of a different operation, but I still really like their stamps, and their photopolymer, and they're good quality. And then this one is called Shelfie, and I'm hoping to make some maybe custom bookmarks that people might want, and maybe writing in some book titles with those as well. So that was my mini haul in the past week or so. Everything that came in the mail. So then we're going to make a bookmark. I generally just do a 2x6, 2 inches by 6 inches for a bookmark. I might end up making longer ones depending on how long, like those bookshelf ones with the books on it. 2 of those might be a little bit longer, but 2x6 is usually what I do. If it's just patterned paper, I'm laminating. And then for this one, I'm going to be laminating it later. I have to get my laminator out, and it's a whole process, and it has to warm up and everything. So I'll be laminating it later. But you will see the process of making the bookmark. So I'm going to put it into my MISTI, and then I'm going to pick out some stamps between these sets from Little Woodland Library and Shelfie and Cat Therapy, to make a cute cat bookmark. So we're going to put I'm just going to kind of set these out because I know which ones I want, and then we'll put them in the order that we want them. But I chose the Make Time to Read stamp. And then the cat who's reading, I'm going to say he's reading on his phone, even though he's on his phone up against his pillow. And then the cat that's reading a book. And then the stack of books from Little Woodland Library. And then also there is another one I'll be grabbing, the open book at the bottom right of Little Woodland Library. So I'll put these ones in order with kind of like item or logo, and then cat, and then something else, and then the other cat. And then there is room at the bottom after the cat who's looking at his phone. We'll pretend he's reading against his pillow. And so I put the open book at the very bottom. And this will actually be the first of 2 that I'm going to stamp out, and I end up going with the second one. The what I should have done is cleaned the stamps with my alcohol swabs like I normally do. It kind of helps a brand new stamp set just become more sticky, and I didn't do that. But usually, instead of doing that after like a first go through with the ink pad, the second one usually helps a little bit, especially if I use my Pressure Pal, just so I have even pressure. But this one came out just a little too blurry for my liking because I didn't want to color them in. And so I made a second one, and I don't think I cleaned them in between. I cleaned them after I was done. But going over them with alcohol swabs when they're a brand new stamp set usually works for me. I just didn't have the patience to do that, and I was ready to stamp. So this will be the first pass over. With the ink, I'm going to go and do a second one. And the syncopation design stamps, they didn't hold the ink as well. I think after they're cleaned, they'll be a lot better. It's still photopolymer, so it's not, obviously it's probably a different manufacturer. They're not using the same manufacturer likely as Lawn Fawn or another more, I say mainstream stamp company, but I would say Lawn Fawn is pretty popular. So it's probably a different material, but it is still photopolymer. So that one was okay. I just went ahead and cut up another 2x6 bookmark size and just left the stamps in there. So we will just give this another pass through, and I'll still do 2. You'll see me wiggle the stamp pad sometimes, press down and just kind of wiggle it back and forth. And that helps to kind of coat the parts that are not holding ink. Kind of wipes off the surface of the stamp at the same time to get it to hold ink. So that works pretty well. But again, I should have just cleaned these off before I used them, and then they probably would have stamped a little bit better. So then this will be the second, and it looks a little bit better than the first one. It's not perfect, but it still looks a lot better. So then we have that. I will set the stamps aside and I will clean those later. And I've already cleaned those and put them away. So then I'm going to zoom in. I don't have colors planned for the coloring on this. So I'm just I got all my markers in front of me in their holders. At one point I do find one that is very dry, a Copic that's super dry. I'll have to replace it though because it's a very nice color. So for the first cat on the bottom, the one on his phone, I'm going to go with a gray combo. C7, C5, and C3. It was kind of hard to see if these were focusing. I think all of these will be in focus when I show you. So he's just going to be an all gray cat, and I'm just going to kind of pick where I want the dark blend to be. For Copic blending, I would say I'm more of a just lay down the dark and then the medium and then the light, and you kind of blend the light all the way through back over the dark. But there are people who take the lightest color and color the whole image in and then go and add the dark and the medium. Sometimes that ends up looking better. I'll kind of play between the two techniques, honestly, because sometimes laying down the lightest color and then going back and adding a dark and a medium and then blending it out looks better. It just depends on what you're coloring, I guess. So I'm hoping to make custom bookmarks. I do have a book Instagram, and I also want to make some customized bookmarks for people, but I thought these cats would make really cute bookmarks, but also for cards as well. I will link the syncopation design Etsy down below if you want to take a look. They have a lot of there's a lot more book ones as well. I have a couple others already, but they have a lot of cute stamp sets, and they're photopolymer. They just don't come in any packaging, but if you sort and store your stamps anyway, then you usually toss the packaging. I'll end up doing that when I put the Lawn Fawn and the Catherine Pooler ones away too. But then for the books, the ones with the books on the shelf, I want to do custom, like with lists of books that people like or with their favorite books or something. I think that would be really cute. So I chose a light pink. I was reaching for mainly Copics this time. I've also been trying to use my Ohuhu markers. I just need to get more comfortable with them and some color combos and maybe get those markers next to each other or close to each other so that I can reach for them a lot more. But I use the light pink for his ears. I think I end up using that one for the other cat's ears and his little toe beans as well. For this one, I haven't used the pink violet blend in a while. It's a purple blend out of the Spectrum Noir Tri-Blend markers that I love. And so I thought that would be cute for his little pillow that he's laying on. And it blends kind of to, the lightest is a little light, I think, for the blend, but it doesn't look bad. You just have to do it properly. And it's maybe going to look like it's obviously been blended. It's probably not the smoothest blend, but I still like the color a lot. And I have it on a chart up in front of me. That's how I chose the one I wanted. So I still like these a lot. I would probably change a couple of the tri-blends. This is probably a good time to talk about, I was looking up the tri-blend markers and I actually found out that they came out with another set. I think it's another set of 24 tri-blend markers. So they have 3 tips, but they go from like a darker shade to a lighter shade. You should look into it if you have the tri-blends. If you already know about this, then maybe I'm just behind. But I hadn't looked them up in a long time. I was trying to look up individual ones to replace mine that I had used up or that had dried out because I used them up. But they now have a set where the darkest is like even darker, and then it uses some of the ones that are already in the tri-blend markers that I have, and then it goes lighter as well. So it's like a stretch. I can't remember what it called it. It's like an extension pack or something like that. I don't think I'll be getting those because I'm not sure that would work. I just feel like the numbers are too far away from each other to blend properly. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments if you have heard of those or if you have them, because I wasn't aware they had come out. The marker that I tried to use to color in his phone was RV09 Fuchsia, and mine is dried out for some reason. So I'll have to see if maybe Doodlebugs has one, and I'll add that to my next order. I also have a yellow, I think my Y06 is dried out, and I can't remember where I put it, but I have a couple Copics I need to replace. And so I'm going to do kind of a calico kitty like mine with those 3 colors with just little patches strategically placed around. And then it can be my kitty reading a little book. And I thought about, and I still haven't decided, the background of the whole bookmark. I wanted to color it one color, and I could use like an Ohuhu marker that I like, maybe a teal or something. I may do that before I laminate it because it's just kind of, I could fill it with other images, like other small images, just so it's not too empty, or I could fill it in, but I would have to fill the whole thing with one color probably. So I haven't decided if I'm going to do that or not. Um, this part I probably could have sped up on the coloring, but I didn't do that. Maybe I will next time. In the meantime, if you want to, let me know in the comments if you have Ohuhu markers. Like, I specifically have the brush tip ones because that's what I wanted. The quality of them is very good. A lot like Copics. It's just the colors I'm having trouble with, which is pretty important. If you have Ohuhu markers, or if you use Copics, or if you have the Tri-Blend markers, the Spectrum Noir, those are the three kinds I have. Over the years, I've purchased and since gotten rid of like just the cheap alcohol marker sets. There's like Arteza was one of them, but then others with kind of odd names on Amazon. Just the cheaper alcohol marker sets. And I could never really get really good color combos out of them. So I think I'll just stick with Copics and the Tri-Blends, which I still do need to replace a couple of. And then the Ohuhus, because I do have a lot of them. And I bought a few sets, but now because of that, I have like duplicates, possibly triplicates of some of those. So for these ones, like for the books, the book that he's holding, I didn't do any blending. And I'm not going to do blending on the books. I'm just going to use different colors close to each other, like for the green book, and just fill in the stripes in the middle circle, the elements with different colors, just so it kind of looks like it can blend in. I did do blending on the book above that one, so you'll see once I get to the book above the green book. But for the top book, I'm going to go ahead and use V09 and V17, which is a purple combo that I've used a lot in a lot of videos, card making. I'll throw V15 in sometimes too, so V09, V17, and V15 for like a 3-color blend on the purples. But purples have probably been the hardest for me for Copic blending to try and find a good combo. So I will grab 2 pinks and do a blend on the book RV14, RV21 on the book just above the green book. That's actually a really good, I really like that combination. I should use that pink a lot more often. I probably have in the past. But RV14 is a really good pink. And then for the book pages, just so I'm not leaving them white, I figured I would just go with kind of a really light gray. A super, super light beige probably would have been more realistic for like book page colors. I think it's more of a beige than a gray, but that's okay. And then I'll color in the clock and the book cover. Some pink. And then I decided that I needed to fill in the circle with something. So I just chose a super light blue so it wouldn't totally darken it. And that one is BOO. And I think I'll probably try and do something on the background of this. I haven't decided if I want to fill it in with color or if I want to add more images to it, but I will do something before I laminate it. Just wanted to use a few of my new stamps to make something rather than just showing you a haul. But that is our bookmark. Trying to put markers away that will not fit wherever they're supposed to go. So there it is, and thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Oh, it ended. Goodbye.